Hi, can you guys hear me? No? Hello? Hi, everyone. Thank you so much for your time. I really appreciate it. My name is Seal, like the animal. I haven't dated Heidi Klum yet, but it's on the list. Um, I was born here in Kuala Lumpur, Malaysia, to two wonderful Korean parents. I didn't spend a lot of time here because my parents from an early age decided that we're going to go to the United States. They believe fundamentally in the American dream. They wanted me to be able to speak English like an American. They wanted me to have friends that were American. They wanted me to attend an American university. And so we went to Massachusetts, the spirit of America. And I studied here in middle school and high school. And I thought the transition would be very difficult. And I wish I had a story to tell you about how hard it was. But for me, it was actually really wonderful. I had all the resources that I needed to succeed. My parents told me they loved me every day. I had teachers who constantly told me I was smart and always pushed me to be better than I could be on my own. I had a community of people who genuinely accepted me and wanted to see me succeed. So I had fundamentally all the tools that I needed to be able to succeed as an early student. And so the first sign of validation I got with all of my hard work was when I got accepted into Johns Hopkins University. This was my defining moment. I felt like I spent 4, 5, 6 years climbing up this huge mountain, SATs, extracurriculars, AP classes, and at the top, I could take a breath of fresh air, smell the roses, and then realize that I had made it. I remember the exact moment. I was in AP Spanish. I got a little ping on my phone. I'm going to check it out. And I saw, congratulations, Hopkins, and I ran out of the room. I'm sorry, senora, I got to go speak to my parents. And then I called my parents. I just wanted to thank them for how grateful I was for them making that decision to come here. I thought that joy would never go away. It left almost immediately. What became my badge of honor, getting into this wonderful institution, became commonplace because all of you guys did it too. Almost immediately, I needed to find some other badge of honor. It was as if after climbing this massive mountain, I turned around, there's a base camp, all of Johns Hopkins, and there's another mountain overhead that I need to climb. Except this time, I didn't have the tools or the resources. My parents, my community, my teachers who had helped me climb this first mountain. I was on my own. So I did what most Hopkins students do, decide I'm going to be a doctor. It was almost an overnight decision. I just figured that I wanted to study something that was extremely difficult and to prove to everybody that I could do it. That was the most important part of all of this for me. A day became a week, a month, a year, 2 years, and I found myself in an operating room with one of my PIs. It was beautiful. It was cochlear implant surgery. It was so interesting. It was so fascinating. But to think that I would do that for the rest of my life, every day, I didn't feel the fire inside of me. So I knew that I needed to make a change. But I didn't. The fact of the matter is that the shame I'd have to admit, the humiliation of telling those people who said I could never do it and be like, you know what, you were right, I couldn't do it. I couldn't get myself to get over that hill. So amidst all this chaos of me trying to figure out what I wanted to do, still trying to fake pre-med and trying to figure out all the details in the middle, I started a bunch of little side projects, little things to pique my interest. One of them started out of a personal need for me. Specifically, I was sick of being the smallest person in the gym. I felt like every time I went to the Ralph S. O'Connor Recreation Center, everybody around me knew what they were doing except me. Okay, I'll give it a try. Why don't I build an app that matches me with other people who are similar to me, and we work towards a fitness goal by co-opting the price of an otherwise expensive personal trainer. Great idea, right? So we spent a lot of time, effort, got a great team, some of the smartest people on campus, and we built it. It was beautiful. We iterated on it. We interviewed people. We wanted to make sure that we got the product market fit, and nobody used it. We built a product that people weren't necessarily interested in. But for me, the process of building it, of sitting down with nothing, with a group of my friends, and breathing life into our work, into something that's tangible, and for something that somebody could theoretically use, that was so exciting to me. Eventually, we got a bunch of calls from gym owners all across the country, and they're saying, when can we get this technology implemented in our gym? This is exciting. Oh, I didn't know you guys wanted this. And then when we met with some of the gym owners, the conversations we had took us back to square one. They couldn't implement some of this technology because their technology infrastructure is so broken. And immediately, a light bulb went off. We had a company. Gyms have significantly broken technology infrastructures, and we can come in and fill a lot of those gaps by providing 21st century technology tools to essentially make their processes more scalable. And so we went ahead and we did that. What I can tell you in this moment is that it was really tough to figure out whether or not this was something that I wanted to do for the rest of my life. And what I realized is that I didn't necessarily need an answer to that question. Because for me, it wasn't necessarily about the results of how this would end up, but the fact that every minute of the journey was something that I genuinely enjoyed. This got me out of bed. And the most exciting part of all of this was when these gyms were showing us their interest, and they're saying, we could use a lot of these tools, and I knew how many people we could impact with technology as opposed to my hands as a surgeon. Perhaps multiples, hundreds more, millions more. If I can leave one piece of advice for any of you, it's that I would rather be at the bottom of a mountain I want to climb than halfway up one that I didn't. Thanks so much, guys.